Charles Manson never killed anyone with his own hands, yet he became the most feared name in American crime. Before anyone knew him, he was a drifter, a failed musician, and a man who spent more of his life behind bars than outside of them. But once he got out, he built something far darker than a career. He built a following of young people who would do anything he said. This is Criminal Origins. Manson's life started in chaos. His mother drank heavily, stole, and drifted through one unstable relationship after another. By 9 years old, he was already in reform school. By his teenage years, he was stealing cars, forging checks, breaking into homes, and bouncing in and out of correctional facilities. But inside prison, he learned skills that were far more dangerous than crime. He learned how to manipulate people, how to read their insecurities, how to twist weakness into loyalty. When he was released in 1967, after spending more than half his life locked up, he stepped into the world with one goal: never feel powerless again. He arrived in San Francisco during the Summer of Love, when the streets were filled with runaways, idealists, and people searching for meaning. Manson saw an opportunity. He spoke in circles, mixing religion, philosophy, fear, and delusion, until people who felt lost started seeing him as a guide. He targeted young women especially, choosing those who felt ignored, broken, or disconnected from their families. Slowly, they gave him everything: their attention, their loyalty, and eventually, their morality. These followers became what he called the family, a group of devoted believers who lived with him, obeyed him, and saw his voice as truth. But underneath that spiritual facade was desperation. Manson dreamed of becoming a famous musician. He wrote songs, played guitar, and pushed himself into the orbit of anyone with industry connections. He crossed paths with Dennis Wilson of the Beach Boys, lived in his house for months, and played music for producers and executives. But when they dismissed his talent, Manson's obsession turned into rage. Rejection became fuel for his delusions. He told his followers that a catastrophic race war was coming, something he called helter-skelter, and he insisted they were chosen to start it. In August 1969, Manson sent his followers out to kill. He didn't go with them. He didn't need to. His words were enough. On the night of August 8th, they broke into the home on Cielo Drive, where actress Sharon Tate was staying. She was 8.5 months pregnant. By morning, 5 people were brutally murdered. The next night, the family killed Leno and Rosemary LaBianca with the same ritualistic violence. Manson didn't stab, shoot, or tie up anyone, but every action traced back to him. His influence was the weapon. His voice was the blade. The downfall came quickly. His followers bragged, people talked, the paranoia inside the family cracked wide open. Investigators connected the murders to his group, and Manson found himself in the spotlight he always wanted, but not the one he imagined. In court, he turned the trial into a performance. He carved an X into his forehead. He shouted, he smiled, he manipulated his followers from across the courtroom, showing the world just how much control he still had. Manson was sentenced to life in prison, where he stayed until his death in 2017. He wasn't powerful, brilliant, or strategic. He was a man who figured out how to bend vulnerable people until they believed his madness was prophecy. A reminder that sometimes the most dangerous figures in history aren't the ones holding the knife, but the ones who can convince others to use it. His story proves one thing: influence can be deadly. This is Criminal Origins, where crime isn't just told, it's dissected.